Tables, docs, chat. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. It is finally Friday morning, guys. Finally Friday morning. Hopefully everybody had a good week. Quit. Good morning. How are we all doing? Where's my coffee? Coffee. Good morning, Grace. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And we're going to have some fun with rope today. We're going to have fun with rope and fabric. Thanks for the heart me, Crystal. Thanks for the heart me. I did get up the schedules that we came up with yesterday, and I'm a little overwhelmed a little bit. So it may get interesting. We'll see how. Good morning, So Unique. We will see how it goes because we're going to have some fun. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Irie. Good morning. Good morning. Ow. Hey, dude, toe. He's saying good morning, too. He's biting my toe. So I cut some strips today because I decided, and y'all get to choose because, good morning. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Quit it. Quit. That's my toe. Here, look. We're going to have to make toys for him. He's got all kinds of here. Chew on that. That is more chewable. But what I did this morning is I cut strips with this fabric. So this is the fabric we're going to use. I pray your husband. Yes. Thank you very much for that, Sharon. I was up. y'all know I'm early to bed. He didn't get home till I think 10:30 last night. So that was a very long day for him. He's, of course, still sleeping. So yes, thank you for that. I greatly appreciate you asking. He did make it home last night safely. He said he ended up getting there, and it took him like 3 hours to actually pick the inmate up. So at least he was able to get him and get back and made it back safely. So this is the fabric we're going to use. So I need to turn my sewing machine on. But I cut up strips of this. I actually got 10 strips of this. So what we're going to do is we are going to make the fabric strips with this. But once we make the fabric strips with this, like I said, I always center my bowls or anything I'm using with rope because I'm not any good at making the center with the fabric. Thank you, Deidre. What I've come up with, we have 3 different options, and y'all get to choose. Y'all get to choose exactly what we're going to do. So, first option we have is this rope. So, I better turn around and not show. So, we have this rope to go with it. We have that rope. We have got this one, which this one's pretty. This one's pretty. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning. And we also have this one. So are you saying that one to the green one or the that's what I'm kind of thinking too. I'm kind of thinking this one. I think you guys right. Anybody else like this one? Thanks for your input. Yeah, I know, Cynthia, right? But I'm thinking this one. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Okay. I have that one in the green too. Isn't it gorgeous? It's just gorgeous. Ow. Dude, stop. Go play with your toys. I brought you toys in here. Hold on a minute. I need to get him not chewing on me. So, all right. Thanks, Marnie. Where is your toys? Hold on a minute, guys. And I figured out why my laptop was flipping over yesterday, and I fixed that. What did you do with all your toys? You left them in here. Look. Toys. There you go. Chew on those. Okay. Let me turn this on and we'll keep yakking here. We'll keep a yakking. Do you know that your feet are there? I do know that. Oh, let me turn mirror out. Quit. It's like my feet are his favorite toys and the side of my pants that he wants to chew is your favorite toys. My sewing room is a fifth wheel. My sewing room is a fifth wheel. So, I live in a fifth wheel, so the toy hauler. Ow, dude! We're going to say good morning. So the toy hauler section on my sewing room, or on the fifth wheel, is my sewing room. Thank you. What kind? Where was that? What kind of rope? It is macrame. It is a macrame rope. So you can pretty much use any rope you want. Isn't he cute? You can pretty much use any rope you want when you're making these rope bowls, your coasters, or anything like that. But I like to go a little out of the box. So I know that you can take and wrap rope. You can wrap rope. We're making new words out this. We're making new words there, Blazer. We're making new words. So I like to add the rope that you use to make rug mugs, or not rug mugs. Fabric, rope rugs, the rope rugs, yes, those things. So I like to add those to the rope. So, and it's fairly easy. You'll see, because we'll create the center and then we'll add it, and looks kind of cool. Looks kind of cool on there. So, also, thank you. He's darling. He's about 14 weeks old, and he's a Pomsky. So he's half Pomsky, half Husky. So that is what he is. And I have gone back to the phone with the TT on there. So, well, they didn't much like it. I guess you have to have a different content in order to be able to do it on the laptop for some reason. I don't know. Aggravating. Also, yesterday, y'all had asked me to create some kits for the lanyards that we're going to be making. I did get, I've got 10 kits available. And the kits that I did, I'll show you. So the kits I did, you have the little lanyard things that pull down. I put a different one in each one, and you'll see them on my thing. I put each one has a different pin, and then this one's got a purple zipper, and then it's got the fabric to actually make it. So he said I did 10 different ones of these. So these are all available. This one's cool. This one has a sewing machine. Whoever gets that one first. And then it has, look at the little monkey. So it's got a sewing machine and a monkey on there. So, like I said, I did 10 of them. So if I need to do more, I can do more. So if all these go, I can do some more. So if anybody wants those, go ahead and hit my SITE. I'm not going to say that word. I'm not going to get dinged today. The Amish Bybee make wonderful rag and rope throw rugs. Oh, awesome. Amish make the phenomenal things. I'll tell you, the quilts they make are ridiculously crazy. So anybody Amish on here, love your guys' work. Love your guys' work because it's just great. So, okay. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to be making, we'll make the fabric rope first. We're going to make that. Dude, no. Where is, I got to find, there it is. I need to move you guys over a minute because my batting is over here. Stay there. Stay there. Okay, so as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. I do have another roll just in case we need it. Your best friend is Amish. Awesome, awesome. Everybody's awesome. Everybody, no matter what we shouldn't go down this road, but no matter what your religion, race, whatever, I don't care. Everybody's a person and everybody is awesome as far as I'm concerned. And I love everybody. So that's just my take on it. And I'm stopping there. Okay. So what we need to do is, we're going to be adding this batting and make it interesting with him because usually the batting and the stuff is on the floor. So we may have to do something a little differently. So on here. So first thing what we need to do is we need to put the other foot on here. We need to put the other foot on here. Hey Barb, you made it over to YT. Okay, so let's come over here. I've seen on TT they get a lot of bolts from. Very cool, very cool. Okay, I'm gonna move you over there. We're going to see if we can keep him over there because, like I said, we are going to be doing, I'm going to move y'all this way. Move y'all this way. No headshots today, guys. No headshots today. First thing we got to do is swap. Well, we got to move it over to sewing. I was contemplating whether I was going to use the Husky or the Brother today, and I decided on this one. I decided on this one. So I got a thing full of bobbins here. What I do is when I take them off, I end up putting them. Really? Stay there. Putting them in there. And I'm thinking. I have a drawer, so I don't know if you guys have seen the things for. So this is a drawer that you put your Keurig cups in. So what I did, I turned the drawer that you put Keurig cups in into my bobbin holder. So that is my bobbin holder. So it works out really well. No. Everything on the floor is not yours, even though you think everything on the floor is yours. I understand that. I do understand. I'm thinking we're going to have to wind some bobbins, y'all. We're going to have to wind some bobbins. So I'm thinking if we have, I don't know if we have enough of that. We could use, I think we're going to use, I don't know. Do we use the green? I would like to use this. I'd like to use this, but I don't know if we have enough. Shall we try it? Thinking we try it. Thinking we'll try it. I don't know why. I'm being brave today. I'm being brave. Okay, we're gonna try it. Okay. For the bottom, do we want purple or green? That's like a different color in green. I'm looking for a color for the bobbin. Watch out, dude. Watch out, dude. Watch out. Let's use that for the bobbin. I think we'll use this one. I had got this. It's kind of cool how that works. Last time I went to the quilt store, they had this on sale for like $2. So, works really good for like bobbin thread and stuff. So we're gonna. No, he's like, oh, string, that's mine. No, that's not yours. That's not yours, dude. Not yours. What we're gonna do is we're going to wind bobbin. Come that way. That way you can see. We're going to wind bobbin. Stay there. Stay there. I don't know if I can turn that on. Turn some light on. That is not for you to chew on. No. No, no, no. Okay, so now we're going to take this while that's raw going. I'm thinking this wound, and I'm thinking we'll probably go ahead and wind 2 bobbins. I think we'll go ahead and wind 2 bobbins. I use the scissors on the bottom of that to I don't have many colored pre-wound bobbins, so okay, there we go. We'll let that one wind. Okay, so now we're going to come back over here, and like I said, we are going to go ahead and start this process. So first thing, no, no, no. Go chew your toys. Here. Chew your toys. Look, you got all kinds of toys over there. So we're going to take these and we're going to sew them together, is what we're going to do. Get these all sewed together. What kind of thread do you say is great for bobbin different than top? So, no. So the thread is, it's actually, can you see that? You want to take a screenshot of that. It's actually really good thread. Well, you guys can see too. On that. So that is what I use for the bobbin. I like to use it. I stocked up because, like I said, it was like $2, so I got quite a few of them. New. I know a lot of people, when they're sewing strips together, they do that side thing, but it doesn't really matter on the bowls, so I just take and sew them together. Oh yeah, here. Did I? Oh, I hope I hit thread. And what I do is, I take that one, so that one's sewed together, then I fold this one over and grab your next strip. So you sew the first one, and then your next one, you just take and fold that piece over, grab it, and keep sewing. Fold that piece over, right side up, grab your next piece, sandwich those right sides together, and these are 2.5-inch strips. So these are the 2.5-inch strips, and your batting is 2 inches. So the 2 inches gives you that 1/4 inch on each side of there. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Put that one there. I gotta go to physical therapy today, y'all. Back in the day when I was in the military, I busted my pelvis. And I was on crutches for almost a year. And when I was on crutches for a year, of course, it was the right leg that was the good leg. So now I have issues on that knee. And for some reason or another, I don't know what it is, when I'll wake up in the middle of the night and it'll just sit there and be throbbing like crazy. So they're going to see if they can do physical therapy on it and hopefully help it. So that's what I'm hoping anyways. So we're just keep adding, just turn that way. No. Anybody have plans this weekend? Any plans this weekend? Ours is hopefully to relax. Hopefully. Tell you, we got quite a bit of snow yesterday. Good morning. Arthritis has become your friend. I think so, Marnie. I think it has become my friend, and it's not very nice. Not very nice. I guess age, right? Age shows this. What did you do? So I worked in the OR. When I got out of the military, I could no longer stand in the OR for those long hours, so I went back to school and for IT, got my IT degree, and I've been in IT probably over 25 years now. So, and I worked as a tech. I worked my way up. I literally worked my way up. I worked as a tech for quite some time. I worked as a admin, went into the engineer, and eventually made my way up. And I'm now a director of IT. So, good morning, Sherry. The wind's terrible there. Yeah, I hate the wind. Headed to Denver to the stop. You be careful, Miss Abby. You be careful. Are you going to see Annie? If you're going to see Annie and Shy, tell them I said hi. Are all of y'all going? You and Tuff and John George? That'd be a fun trip. Okay. Miss Abby actually showed me this trick of actually sewing them together. Supposed to get snow tomorrow and Sunday. Wow. Okay. So now we've got that. Yes, Tuff and John have never... How cool is that? Hi, Tuff, if Tuff is open or up. Love you guys. Abby and Tuff are family. Love them lots. We've been discussing, Abby, maybe coming up hunting with you guys next year. I don't know. Let's see. Trying to figure out where I'm going to. Maybe I'll put it over here. Let me move this stuff. You there. Look at this. All off to this side. I'm trying to figure out where I can put this where the puppy doesn't think it's his stuff. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, Miss Abby. I think we would have fun. So, we'll have to have a conversation. Call me when you get back from the stock show. Okay, so we now have them all sewed together. So now that we have them all sewed together, what we're going to do is, and I do this all in one step. So we take the batting, and it works better if you have it like on a, what do you call it? A spindle thing, but I'm trying to keep it off the floor from, you know who down. No! Hey, no. So, but what you do is you take it and you fold it in the middle. Fold both sides in like this. And actually, where is my thingy? I have a thingy for this. Where is my thingy? There is my thingy. And so I had a thingy for this. So I just used this section. I saw you or someone use their... I do not use a knee lift bar. I don't use a knee lift bar. I just use the button. I don't use a foot pedal or anything. I don't use a foot pedal or anything like that. I just used the button on the machine. Just the button on the machine. I know there's other pieces to this little tool, but I don't use the other pieces. I just use that one right there. So I just use that one right there, and then what I do is I just take and sew them together. So I pull them through. When I pull them through, I fold them over and just sew it down. Then I just sew it down. So come right there. That thing's gonna drive me nuts, so we're just gonna go off to the end. Guess we're gonna find out if I have enough batting on there too, aren't we? Nope. That's okay. Because that's plenty anyways. Plenty anyways. You're not playing with that either. You're not playing with that. Okay. So we're gonna put that over there. Bring this way. So I just center it in there, fold it in. This is going to be a pretty rope ball, y'all. This is going to be pretty. We got to figure out, do we want to do an oblong one, or do we want to do a circle one? I'm almost thinking an oblong one. I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts? What shape of a bowl do you want to make today? What shape of a bowl do we want to make? Because the shape of the bowl depends on how we're going to start it. You're welcome, Marnie. You are welcome. So these are 2.5 inch strips, 2 inch strips, and you can get these rolls of 2 inch strips off of A, and they come in like packages of 3, I think. So it's kind of cool. But I just fold it over, and then I fold it in half. Like I said, there's another way to do this. You have these attachments to do this, but I don't know. I find this is the easiest way. Just stand at your machine. Well, I stand at my machine, so I like to stand and sew. I'm a stander. I don't like to sit. And I think it's probably busting my pelvis back in the day. Sitting too long is not nice to me, so needless to say, I stand a lot. I do a lot of standing, y'all. But this works, and let me show you. So let me show you guys. But what I'm doing is I'm holding it back, and you can see the batting is centered in there. And with it centered in there, and then I fold it over to the center on both sides. Once I get it all folded over, then I just fold it again. Just fold it over again here. Like I said, and if you hold it tight like this, so you have your needle in the down position, and with your needle in the down position, it allows it to stay there, and it allows you to line it up. And with it lined up, when you hit the start button, or you can use your foot pedal, whatever you want to do, it just pulls it right through. And then when you get to where you lined it up, you just keep going. Just keep going on there. Line some more of that batting up. We're probably going to have too much rope, but y'all, I do other things with this rope. You can use it as bag handles. You can use it as, all kinds of different things. So, all kinds of different things. You could actually use, I was thinking the other day, guys, that you could use this as binding on a quilt. You could use it as a binding on a quilt, and we may have to try that. We might have to try that one day. What do you think about that? Because you could easily make this and then sandwich it on the edge of your quilt and stitch it on. What would you guys think about trying as binding? Crazy, right? Yeah, too much is not a phrase. I agree with you. I agree with you there. There's no such thing. No such thing on there. Are you having fun down there, dude? He's like, yeah, Mom. Nope, that is not. Yeah, play with your toy. Thank you. Thank you. Fold it over. And we can go over today. Like I said, I'm not going into work today, so I'm not on that big of a time frame. I just have therapy at 9 o'clock, and then so. So the bowl will be done today. The bowl will be done today. And you'll find once we get this done, it goes fairly quickly. It'll go fairly quickly once we get this going. I said they have tools for this that you can use, but I find they're more time consuming than they are helping. And especially with me and my little space that I have, I try to do as much as I can that without having to have extra stuff. But this is some pretty fabric, guys. I think I got it at the local quilt store. I may have to go back and see if they have more. Because, I don't know, I'm kind of liking this fabric. It's just fun. I like purples. I like greens. Purple and green is just a cool fabric together. And I'm kind of thinking for the abstract. Oh, speaking of classes, I did add the March class on my site. So, the one-day March class. If anybody's looking for that one, which is the quilting in the hoop instructions, and that's going to be an all-day instruction. So, and on that class, we'll start small. We'll make some placemats, and then we'll move on up into, once we figure out the process on how to do the quilting in the hoop, we'll move on up into a what do you call it? A small quilt. Just either a lap quilt, a baby quilt, whatever you guys want. It's, just bring a panel. That panel can be for a baby. That panel can be for a wall hanging. They make really pretty wall hangings. I have all kinds of stuff hanging on my walls, y'all. So, at least my walls at work. Nobody can say that they don't know that I sew. If they walk into my office, I've got an antique sewing machine. I've got one of the antique Singers that with the red S on it. So if y'all ever are in an antique store and you're looking at antique sewing machines and you run across one that's got a red S on it, grab it, guys. My husband was actually able to get it for $25 at a local it was in Colorado. It was like a thrift store, antique store, and they had it in there. And they had no idea what they had. They literally had no idea what they had. So, because I'd say 95% of your machines are all with the green S. They only made so many of them with that red S on there. So, if you ever find any with that red S, there's only so many of those made. So, and mine still runs and everything. So, anyways, that's what's sitting in my office. That is what's sitting in my office. Right? Exactly. So it's cool. It is very cool. I'll have to do a video of my office, so you guys can kind of see what I have going in my office. I did one of those applique felt wall hangings. That was a lot of fun. That one was a lot of fun. We're getting close here, guys. Getting close. What day? Did you do the video of the colors and fabric? What do you mean, Barb? The colors and... Did you do the video with colors and fabric? I couldn't find it. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Barb. Colors and fabric for what? For the class? So, the batting is... hold on, let me show you. You can get it on A. It comes in... And you actually get 3 rolls when you get it. So, it's actually a roll of the batting, is what that batting is. Sewing is relaxing. Sewing is, y'all, I'm a director of IT. I run an IT department. I got to do something relaxing. It can be very stressful. And this week has been, holy cow, stressful, y'all. Holy cow, stressful. You put crayons on the fabric. Are you talking about this one? So we did this one. What day did we do this, guys? Did we do this on Monday? Monday, Tuesday, I can't remember. This week is all coming together, so. It is all coming together. You colored with crayons and... Is it not on YT? It should have been on YT. It should be there. I'll have to look and see. It should be there. Because I think I only had one day that didn't post there, so all my days are uploaded on there. So how much more do we have? Oh, got you. Yeah, it should be. I'll look and see, guys. I'll look and see and make sure it's there. Maybe it didn't get set to public, so I'll make sure it is. I will make sure. Because sometimes it ends up getting set to private instead of public, so I'll go in there and look and make sure. And make sure it's labeled correctly, too. Trying to see. I want to make sure that we have enough. It's crazy. You make your own rope, right? Crazy, crazy. It's like, oh, hey, I need some rope. Oh, I'll just make my own. I'll just make my own. And there's so many different uses that you can use for this. It doesn't just have to be for rugs. You could use them, like I said, for this. You could use them for making coasters. You could use. I still say we try and bind a quilt with it. I still say we try and bind a quilt with it because I really think it's gonna work. I really, for some reason or another, think it'll work. So we're gonna try it on a baby quilt. I think we will try it on a baby quilt, y'all. I'll have to go look at my schedule. Anybody remember what day we did coloring? Did we do that? It was either Monday or Tuesday. It was either Monday or Tuesday that we did coloring. I was thinking it was, for some reason or another, I was thinking it was Monday. I was thinking it was Monday. It was Monday, guys. It was Monday. I've made a jelly roll rug using that technique. Awesome! Like I said, I tried the jelly roll rug, and I've made a couple, but without having that flat space available, y'all, it doesn't work out very well. My rugs start pulling, because that, the rug starts going over to the side of my machine, and then it just starts pulling down. And then makes it tight. And then, yeah. Then it's all warped. Then it's all warped. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost to the end, guys. Almost to the end. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with us doing this. So once we get this done, we'll go ahead and do the center. Did we decide what size of, or what shape of a bowl we're going to do? Did we decide on the shape? Yeah, the space part is hard. Carrie, hold on. Where are we doing? Did Mr. Derek make it back from California? Yes, Cynthia, about 10:30 last night. About 10:30 last night. And I stayed up till 10:30 last night waiting on him. And I was sitting there going, I was like, man, I'm going to sleep. But then my daughter-in-law was on doing Pink Zebra. So I was like, yay! Of course, then I ended up getting some Pink Zebra from her. So it's like, oh, hey, I'm going to get some of that from you. I'm going to get some of that from you. So I'm excited, so I'll have to get some new smells. Oh, Miss Bev was asking. Yes, thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. Him and his co-worker made it back safely and sound. You always worry because, you know, he was going to a federal prison picking up an inmate, and you always rather, you know, it's like, you know, you see these things on TV where people, you know, end up, you know, taking the van out or the vehicle out and taking the inmate, and so you just get worried. It's a dangerous job. It is a dangerous job, y'all. So people don't think about all these things that can happen. So, and there's some crazy people out there, y'all. There are some crazy people out there. So almost to the end. Almost to the end. You have all those toys down there and you're going to play with that, dude. It's like a kid. You buy them new toys and they play with the box that the toys came in. How's that work, huh? How does that work? I see the end, guys. I see the end. The end is near. I hear somebody's truck outside running. Somebody headed to work. Living in an RV park, you have people that come and go because of their jobs or whatever. Meet some really cool people. There was funny one time we had some people pull in next to us and they're like, oh, hey, what toys do you have in that toy hauler? I'm like, I actually, and at that time I had my long arm in here. I was like, well, our toys are sewing machines in the toy hauler. So, and of course he's like, hey, I have some quilts that my mother made me a long time ago and they are kind of need fixed. Would you mind? Of course, me and my wanting to fix and make sure that he had things that his mother has made him because his mother had been gone. And so I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Oh my gosh, guys. So I ended up having to take the back off, take the batting out, fix all the holes that was in the front of the quilt, re-sandwich that quilt, and re-quilt it. And then after I got done with that one, he goes, oh my gosh, that's an awesome. Can you do my other one? And I'm like, ugh. So I ended up doing 2 of them. So, and did I charge very much? No. But I think I got more joy out of seeing him have the quilts and actually use them. And his wife was thrilled because they were no longer making a mess all over the camper because they were using them as in the camper for their camping quilts in there. So, which is cool. I like to see people use the quilts when you make them. And what I did is they liked the outdoors. So I took and quilted bears on that, on the quilts. And it turned out really cool. But it was some funky, the material was a weird material. I ran out of the batting. So, okay. So here we are to the end. Yay! We did it, guys. We did it. Okay. So let's come back over here. When people know you sew, like, right? Exactly. When people know you sew, you're like, oh, hey, one of our customers that restored old quilt. That is a job, y'all. And it's a scary job because, you know, you're taking a quilt that a loved one made them. And you're actually taking it apart and sewing it back together and praying that you don't mess that quilt up. Y'all. So, yeah. Let's see how much. Y'all, look at this. Yay. Okay, so now we have, I think it's just cool looking at this. Is this not cool? And this is some cool rope. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to, and we said green. We're doing the green. So we're going to do green. So now what we're going to do, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. So now what we're going to do is, okay, now that I can read the chats, what shape are we doing? Quilts are my favorite compared to regular, but absolutely, absolutely. You know, I don't have any blankets. I don't own a blanket. The only thing I own is quilts. It's funny when I walk in a house and I don't see a quilt and I'm like, that would have been cute as a rag quilt. It would have, yes. Oval. Oval. We can do oval. Are we all good with oval? We can do oval. Oval, oval. I don't know what it is with my shoulder. I did something to my shoulder too. Arthritis. Age, y'all. Age. Okay. Oval. We're going to do oval. So to do oval, I'm going to show y'all. First thing first, I use a double blanket stitch. I use a double blanket stitch to stitch my my bowls, my rug, anything like that. Y'all, you're gonna find if oblong, oval. That's the same thing, isn't it? Oblong and oval. You're gonna find that my go-to stitch is a double blanket stitch. I love the double blanket stitch. The reason I love that double blanket stitch is this right here. It has a center stitch. It stitches right up the center with that center, and then you line that up right there on the line, right there on the middle where you've joined those two together. And then what happens is on that double blanket stitch, it'll take and it'll come off here and come off here and then keep coming like this. So it's going like this all the way down, and then it's doing that center one too. So it's sewing that right down the center, and then it's coming like this, going up and grabbing both of them and pulling them together as it's going up that. So you'll see, as if you haven't seen it done before, you'll see how that works, and it just joins it. It joins it really smoothly, so it keeps it together. It keeps it together. Thanks for the mermaid, Renee. You were awesome. It is a pretty stitch. It is a very pretty stitch. Thanks for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. How's Miss Renee? Yeah, it is a good stitch. I found that stitch on both my machines that I didn't know I had. Awesome, Pearl. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, the one on the Husky is a little bit different. They call it a feather stitch on that one because instead of it going straight like this, and it's off kilter kind of thing, that one goes like this. Same stitch, same scenario. So good morning from Illinois. Good morning from Illinois. Where are we all from this morning? Where are we all from this morning? No. Hey, you don't need that. Here, look. Play with that. You got all that over there. Go play with that. Knucklehead. So, but yeah, so what we'll do, thanks for the follow, Miss Linda. So now Mississippi, good morning, Mississippi, good morning, Florida, Indiana. We are from everywhere this morning. This is awesome. Awesome. Yay. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so, Michigan. Good morning, Joan. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so y'all want to see what he's getting my toes. He's getting my toes. Get eating my toes. You don't want to eat my toes, dude. Don't know. He's like, okay, I'll eat your face. Yes. Isn't he cute? Cute, cute, cute. Here in Texas, Pittsburgh. Very cool. Very cool. We got a few from from Illinois. Isn't he cute? Cute, cute. Go chew on your toys there, dude. Okay. So we need to do a double blanket stitch. Where are we at? 3-. So if you use a Brother machine, on this Brother machine, it is a 3-18. But just as a note, also, I increased the width. Guess where you're from? Tucson. Hi, Coolestad. You are awesome. You are awesome. How have you been? How have you been? Anyways, so on that double blanket stitch, you have Poms. Very cool. Very cool. They're awesome dogs. They are awesome dogs. So this one's cool. He's just a mixture of a Pomeranian and a Husky. So, and he's not gonna be very big. He won't get very big either. So, you have 3 of them. Awesome. Very cool. But anyways, on that double blanket stitch, you want to make sure that I increase it all the way up to 7 millimeters. I increase it that way. It's a little bit wider stitch. It goes out just a little bit wider when you're stitching it. So, And what I'm going to do is on the rope, like I said, we're going to start the center with the rope because I'm not any good with the fabric in there. So I always start with here. So what we're going to do on this one is we're going to do ovals. So I'm going to go down, I don't know what, 4 or 5 inches. So I'm going to go down 4 or 5 inches, and then I'm going to do this right here. And you want to make sure, this is one thing that you want to make sure, when you are stitching your rope in there, you want to make sure on how it's being fed, okay? Good morning, Miss Nikki. Good morning. You want to make sure on how it's being fed into your machine, because that is not your toy. No. Yes, good morning, good morning. So with it being fed in there, you see how this right here, so if I was feeding it this way and I'm turning it, it's going to unravel. You want to make sure that it is turned this way. That way when you're feeding it in the machine, it's actually pulling from the bottom and pulling from the right side. So just be careful. Oh, sorry. So when you're feeding, here, let me come back over this way, way you can see. So I'm going to move y'all down here. So when you're feeding it in the machine, so you see you're feeding it in a machine like this, and you have it this way, and it's pulling, okay? If you have it this way and flip it the other way, and you're feeding it in, it's going to unravel instead. So you want to make sure that when you're feeding it in the machine, that it's this way, and the curve is around that way, because you're going to be turning it that way. You want to make sure when you're, whatever way you're turning it, it's pulling that way, okay? You make sure it's pulling that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these here. I'm going to move y'all up here a little bit. Yeah, you just have to be careful on that one. So, okay. So like I said, we are doing, and we're having fun with some variegated thread. We're going to hope that we have enough thread. We're playing it risky today, guys. We are playing it risky. And then I pull back the other way, because we'll go back and hit that other side. I'm going to turn around. I got to get this over here. Once you get the center going, the center is your hardest part, y'all. The center is the hardest part. Turn back this way. Come back this way. Try not to sew your fingers. Okay. Turn it a little bit. Once it's wide enough to turn on the end, it goes okay, but getting that first section done can be fun. What you're doing is the feed dog is what's pulling it around. Because as you see, I'm not pushing or pulling on that. I'm letting the feed dog pull. And that's where, once it's big enough, you can actually just direct it around the corner. See how that just went right around that corner? So what we'll do is we'll get it big enough on here. Once it's big enough, we'll change over to that fabric. We just want enough to get the center of it, get the center made. And the variegated thread is fun on there. Being we're doing purple and green on that fabric, works out really well. So we'll go a couple more times around here. Once we get a couple more times around here, we will we'll swap over to that fabric. And you'll see swapping from rope to fabric is fairly easy. Fairly easy, because the nice thing is that rope, the opening on it, just cups right around this rope here. So, a couple more times here. It just looks so cool. You gotta have this cool section in the middle of it. So, once it gets done with this section, I'll show y'all this before we add the rope. I'll show y'all that, and I'll show you what that stitch does. Like I said, you're centering your foot in between those two pieces of rope, and that's where that center stitch is going, and then that center stitch is going and grabbing both pieces of rope and pushing it together. It's pulling it together, and it sandwiches those two pieces of rope together really well, and it helps hold it together. It's kind of cool. It's really, and like somebody was saying, it's a pretty stitch. It is a very pretty stitch. It is literally my go-to stitch. It's my binding stitch. It is my rope stitch. I use it for a lot of things. I use it for a lot of different things there. So, okay, so we're gonna come around this side, and when I get around this side here, we're gonna stop with this and move over to the other rope. Move over to the other rope, y'all. Okay. Now we have a puzzle. We have a puzzle. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to cut this off here. I'm going to cut that one off. We're done with the rope. So now, as you can see, you see how that stitches together? It just literally stitches all together. And y'all, it's not coming apart. It is not coming apart on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the fabric. We're going to add that fabric rope to here. So we're going to take the fabric rope. Y'all, this came out so pretty. This came out so pretty. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm throwing it back there so the dog don't have fun with it. So, but what you could do is the opening that you have, so we've just sewed this together and we have this opening here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that opening and we're going to go where we left off. No, that is not yours. Not yours, dude. So we're going to take this, and we're just going to go here, that way right there. And say, where did I leave off? So come this way. So, and you're sandwiching it, that rope, right in there between. Kind of the same thing you do with the Jelly Roll rugs. Yay! I finally remember the name. Jelly Roll rug. Thank you! You are awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I am going to go on the edge of here, and we're going to start stitching. We're just going to start stitching, and you're going to see how this comes right on here. Like I said, you don't have to have, with this, you don't have to have the worry of trying to get it circle in the middle there. Just keep turning, just keep it turning. So we'll get the rope added. I'm going to go back a couple of times there because right there where the rope is added. It is pretty fabric here, y'all. Pretty fabric. Pretty fabric. Lay down there. Lay down. He's actually chewing on his toy now. Yay! Okay, so now you see that we've had the rope in the middle, and then we've added the fabric rope to the outside. The fabric rope to the outside. So, kind of cool. Kind of cool how that works. So now what we'll do is we'll probably go another one around, and then we'll start lifting it up. We'll start lifting it up. That way, you missed the fabric part. Oh, Janet, you'll be able to see a replay on YT if you go check it out. So let's keep going. Keep a going here. This is just pretty. This is going to be pretty. Pretty. Like I said, I may have to go back and get some more of that fabric, y'all. And that double blanket stitch just literally stitches down the middle. You just center your foot there, stitches down the middle, and goes and grabs both sides. It goes and grabs both sides. A lot of people use a zigzag stitch when they're doing this. It's all your preference. It's all your preference, whatever you want on there. So, you're the boss. It's your rug, your whatever you want to call it. So, whatever you're working on. And just because somebody does something one way doesn't mean you have to do it that way. So, you find what is ever comfortable for you. Whatever makes you comfortable on the way you're doing things. So, just because I do it one way, you can try it that way and you can be like, hey, Carrie, I figured out another way. Let me know, because, hey, I'm game for trying new things. I'm always game for trying new things, so I like to try new things. Okay. So we're going to come across here. And so now we're going to start curving this bowl. We're going to start curving this bowl. And if you've never done this before, I'll show you how you get the bowl to start curving up. So in order to get that bowl to start curving up, y'all, this is all you do. You pick it up. You just pick up that bowl like this, and you just hold it to the side of your machine. I remember Abby and I, first time we did this, we're like, it's not working. I don't know what's going on. It is not working. Y'all, it takes a couple times of stitching around this, the bowl for that curve to start curving up. It doesn't take as many times with the fabric rope because the fabric rope is a little bit wider than the other one. So, my thing above my head is a motion light. So, It's like, hey, you're not moving. Yeah, I am. I am. But I just let the machine pull it. I don't push this. I don't pull it. I let those feed dogs do it. You let the feed dog do all the work. When you start pulling and pushing, you change the, what do you call it? The stability of the stitch, or however you want to phrase it. It completely changes it. So you don't want to do that. You want to let your machine do the work. The machine will do all the work for you guys. You're just literally directing that fabric. Just directing the fabric in the right way. This is going to be pretty. I may have to take this to work. This might become my work bowl. I like to swap things out on my desk. I have things on my desk. I have another one on there that I had done, so I think this one might be going to work with me. Turn this away. Thanks for your help, Miss Abby. Y'all, there's one day that her and I are going to own a quilt store together. Miss Abby and I will be owning a quilt store one of these days. Our husbands will be sitting over there drinking coffee and telling stories, and her and I'll be having fun with the fabric. No. Tell you, puppy teeth are no fun, guys. Alright, we're going to take a break here. We're going to look, see what this is coming out like. So let's go ahead and trim this off. Take this out of here. Okay, guys. What do we think? Is this not cool? How cool is that? Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, y'all. Right? And y'all, see, and a lot of people are like, you can't put rope in the middle of it. Why not? Why not? Number one, it makes it a lot easier to start, and it's going to sit flat. It'll sit flat with that rope on there. And then you just make it come with the same color. So, and the fun thing is, look at the stitching. Look at that fun stitching, y'all. That fun stitching on there just makes it pop. So, isn't that cool? So we're gonna go just, I'm trying to, thank you, Coolest Dad. I think I'm gonna go maybe, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go maybe 1 or 2 more times around and be done, because I don't want a huge one on my desk. So, I'm thinking what time is it? We haven't done, you know what, we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one with purple in the middle. How about we'll do one with purple in the middle? We could do a circle one. Shall we do a circle one? Because we've done an oval one. We'll do a circle one. You have no sound. Does everybody else on YouTube have no sound? Miss Pearl, can you hear me? You can hear? Okay. They have sound over here on TT. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. We'll see if anybody over there has it. You hear me? Thanks, guys. Everybody hears me. Okay. Thank you, Cynthia. Went out, came back. Okay. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do one more time around and we're going to stop and then we're going to do, we're going to make a circle one. So let's go ahead and do this one. Because we'll just do two. We're going to do two today. Circle one's a little easier to start than the oval one. So we're going to come around and wait, and just as a reminder, you're centering that foot in between the two of those. You're centering that foot in between the two of them so you have that center stitch on there, and then you have the ones that are going side to side and grabbing both pieces of fabric. That is why I like that double blanket stitch. Like I said, some people use a zigzag stitch. It's all whatever makes you comfortable and what you like. You could use a decorative stitch on there. There's so many different options that you could do when you're making these. It's all up to you. It is completely up to you on how you do that. So, your total choice. You're in control. It is your bowl. It is your whatever, your rope, whatever, you know, like I said. Just make sure you're having fun. Don't make it stressful. You'll find that when you're stressed out and you're sewing, your machine knows. I swear your machine knows when you're stressed because it'll start breaking thread. It'll start messing up the bobbin. You'll end up sitting there seam ripping and getting more mad. So if you're aggravated or you're having issues on that machine, walk away, y'all. Just walk away and come back either tomorrow in a few hours, and you'll find that when you come back, everything stitches out just fine. You're like, what the heck was the problem? I have no idea what the heck the problem was, but for some reason or another, your machine knew that you needed that break. So it's like, hey, guess what? You need to quit stitching for a while. You need to quit stitching for a while and go take a break. I don't know what it is. It's like your machine knows. It is the weirdest thing. Anybody else have that problem? Let me know if anybody else has that problem, because I swear my machine knows what's going on with me. I swear my machine knows. It's like, oh, hey, Carrie needs a break. Guess what? We're going to start messing up. This weirdest thing. Weirdest thing. Okay. So I'm going to trim this off. Trim this off. I thought it had to be a zigzag stitch based on other videos because I was... No, Pearl. No. It's whatever your choice is. Whatever your choice is. Like I said, I use this double blanket stitch. I increased the width to a 7mm. And we're going to trim this off here. And this is just a stitch I use. That is a stitch I use. So this is perfect. Oh my gosh, I am in love with this thing. I am in love with this thing. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to end this thing. That there. So where do we want to... So a lot of times I use a... I'm going to take a piece of that fabric. A lot of times I just put a piece of leather on the end of it. But this time I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to do it a little different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually... go that way, so if I sew it that way and it comes up. Yeah, I think that's right. Sew across that way. I'm trying something new, guys. I'm trying something new. So I'm sewing a piece of fabric on there, and then I'm going to come down this way. Put a fold there. That way it gets rid of the raw edge. Huh, I think that might work. I think that might work. Just play with it, guys. Just have fun and play with it. I'm just going to go off that way. Really? Every time I fold it there, it like comes back. It's like, hey, Carrie, guess what? You're not doing it that way. Yes, I am. I am doing it that way, and you're letting me do it that way. Stay there. Figure maybe if I start the machine, it'll... Okay. I think I got it. I just added a piece of fabric. Oh, that worked out fairly well. So I added a piece of fabric. I'm going to come back this way. Okay. Come back this way for a minute. Okay. So this actually turned out pretty cool. Turned out pretty cool. So we did rope in the bottom of it. Rope in the bottom of it. And then went up the sides with fabric. So now what we'll do is we're going to do a circle one. We're going to do a circle one. And I think with the circle one, we're going to use, instead of the green fabric or rope, we're going to do purple rope. We're going to do purple rope on there. Because I'm thinking the purple, right? Is that not cool? This is just cool. It is the coolest thing. And something for trinket. Something to put the trinket on there. So, but like I said, so instead of the green macrame, we're going to go with a purple macrame. So instead of that green, we're going to go purple. We're going to go purple, and we're going to do a circle one. So we're going to do a circle bow. So I'm really loving the fabric, guys. Yeah, it turned out cool. Turned out really cool. I wonder if you made a square on the bottom if you could do a box. Shall we try it? I'm game. You guys want to try that? We could do a square. I'm game for... Y'all want to try a square? We got time. We got time. It's macrame. This is macrame. Okay, yeah, we can do... Like, hey, y'all get to choose what I do. Y'all get to choose what I do. So we're going to try it. We're going to try it. Miss Abby... Let's try this one. Let's try this one. So, y'all had me do this one. I had never done that one. So, hey, and this has become my very favorite shirt. Just so y'all know, my very favorite shirt has become my reverse applique that y'all had me do. So, okay. So, to do a square though, how do you do a square? I think we need another bobbin here. We're going to put another bobbin in here because that one is about out. So we're going to do another bobbin. And we'll go ahead and leave green. There's plenty of green in there. Plenty of green in there. So to do a square, I'm thinking, to do a square, we would just do like this. Thank you. Thank you. So, did you get I did get the rope off of A. I did get the rope off of A. So, and they have all kinds of colors. They have all kinds of colors on there. So, it's kind of cool. And it comes in a big spool. So, so I'm thinking just what? Maybe 3-4 inches? So, we'll do that. And then we'll just go across until we get to the square. So, y'all got me. I think that's enough. We don't want to go bigger than that, right? I don't think we want to go bigger than that. Just off of A. I got it off of A, Sharon. And it's macrame. Search macrame. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go this way. we're gonna get it going first. Like I said, getting it started is your hardest part. Getting it started is your hardest part there. Come back down this way. Okay, and on this one, we're not going to curve around. This one, we're not going to curve around. There we go, a couple more stitches there. We're going to come back this way. We're going to come back this way. Y'all going to test me to see if we can actually get an actual square here. Hopefully. We're going to try it. So instead of curving around those corners, you're actually trying to do, so you're going to come around this way. So instead of taking and curving around those corners, you flop it and come back down the side. Come back down the side on that. So I'm hoping I'm doing this correctly. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. So I said, we'll be able to cover up my mishap here because, like I said, never did this, but thinking it'll work. Think it'll work? We're going to find out, guys. We're finding out here. Yeah, stop. Yeah, making a square is not easy. Just so you know. But I mean, we do have these off-kilter things on here, but it's okay because we'll be able to cover it up with the fabric rope. We'll be able to cover that up with the fabric rope. It'll be okay. We may actually just trim it off. Actually, it's not a bad idea. We may just sew this, trim it off. Thinking that's not a bad idea. We'll just get a square. We'll make sure we get a square here and not sew my finger. Not sew my finger here. Getting that bottom square is our hardest part, y'all. I'm almost thinking take and do that instead of trying to make it go around a corner. Just turn that corner. We're just going to trim those off anyways. Come around this way. It's getting close. Trying to do the corners is not fun, so I'm just turning it You guys having ideas? Just make a few sewed together. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so I'm thinking I think it's going to be a square, guys. I think it's going to be a square. Like I said, once we get it to about that size, we'll just trim it into a square. We'll trim it into a square, and then we'll sew that fabric rope around it. Somebody finally went to sleep. Yay. How big of a square? I think we'll do a couple more, and then we're gonna go square it up. And so we're just gonna trim it off. Trim it off. Trying to think, how long is that? So we could do, let me do one more. Let me go one more down, and then we're going to go over and see if we can make a square. See if we can make a square, guys. Hold on. Before I take you guys over there, let me see. It's 1, 2. We need to do a couple more, guys, because it's, let me get a couple more sewed, because right now we're at about 2.5 inches. I think a 3-inch square would be good. So we're going to sew a couple more down. That way we have like a 3-inch square in the middle. Barb, I've never seen square before either, so, but hey, we think outside the box. We think outside the box. Why not, right? Okay. We're going to just make this square. So we're going to come over here. We're going to come over to the cutting table here. So, because what I'm going to do, ignore my mess, guys. Ignore my mess. Drink a cup of coffee. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut this off here. It is smaller rope, so it is macrame. It is macrame rope. It's a little bit smaller than your clothesline rope, because the majority of the time I use clothesline rope, and the clothesline rope works really well. But this is a macrame rope, so let's do this. So we're going to square this thing up. Come this way. 1, 2, think of 2.5, guys. 2.5 by 2.5. 2.5 by 2.5. So we're going to take, if that works. We're going to square this thing up. Turn it this way. go, let's flip it around right there. Because that is a straight stitch right there, straight stitch right there. 2.5. Rope's a little thick, y'all. Rope is a little thick. So I'm going to come this way. I got one more cut and we'll have 2.5. Okay. We now have, all right. Now here's the true test, guys. Here's the true test is, stay up there. Can we add the fabric rope and make it a square bowl? We're gonna try. And I'm trying to figure out how we do this. Is if I add a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, because I don't want to curve around a corner. I don't want to curve around a corner to be just. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's a new blade on there. I'm probably gonna have to. How did I make the little squares? So in order to make the little square, do I have a flathead screwdriver? Yeah? Why? So you just took and you sewed the rope together, like 2 strips together, and then just instead of going around a corner, you go back and go back down where you just went. And then you just keep going across, and then we took and we just trimmed out that square. So let's see how we're going to do this. Because I think it's possible. Yeah. So, all right. Because I'm thinking, because we're now going to use the screwdriver to keep the fabric rope as flat as possible. Okay. All right. Do we cut that straight? Because we want to go across this way. Because I'm thinking when you're feeding it through. Okay. I'm thinking that we need to do just the first few rounds. I'm thinking that we need to go boom, cut it off, boom, cut it off, and around that way. What do you guys think? Because, I mean, the last row we go across, we could actually use the rope across the last row to cover up all those raw edges. What's your guys' thoughts? Because I think that might work. I don't know. I'm thinking it would be like you're doing your blankets. Oh, kind of like when you're doing the, what do you call it? It's worth a try. What? Hey, let's try it. Let's try it, guys. We're going to try this. We're going to see what happens. Log cabin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Sam, is the binding and borders. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's try it, guys. So we're going to take, and it'll just keep growing. It'll just keep growing. So we're going to go here. So let's sew this here. I want to make sure the pretty side's up. Pretty side is up here. Okay, so now we're going to cut that one. So then we're going to come down this side. Okay, so now we're going to come down. Ooh, this is looking cool, guys. This is exciting. Now we're going to come down this side. You're right. It's like a log cabin. This side. Guys, that is actually pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. You can't see. Let's go that way. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you for the heart, me. Sorry you couldn't see. Yeah, it's coming to cow. Doesn't it? So let's keep adding. Question is, we're going to go around. We'll go around a couple times, but how are we going to come up that side? So I think it's possible. I think it's possible, guys. I think it's possible. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Sorry, I was in your way. I'm going to move that over so you guys can see. Hold on. I just realized why you guys couldn't see. I apologize. Let me move you guys over here. That way. Come back that way. There you go. So we're just going to keep turning it, kind of like that log cabin. Kind of like that log cabin. And thinking once we get so far, we'll be able to turn up and make it come up. We're going to try anyways. We're going to try and see what happens. Maybe we just learned a new thing, y'all. Maybe we just learned a new thing. This is kind of cool. I like to learn new things. You guys like to learn new things? Maybe we just created something new that's never been done before. Is that possible? Always possible. They would make cute little coasters. Check that out, guys. Very cool. Very cool. So I'm thinking one more time around. Do we want to try and go up? Do we want to try and go up? Try to make a box? Shall we try and make that box? Okay, we're going to try it, guys. We are going to try it. We're going to go one more time around. I think I need to go one more time around. Once we go one more time around, we're going to go up. It looks like there's no raw edges. Well, there's the, right there is your raw edge. Right there is that raw edge. But we can solve that. We can solve that. I have an idea, guys. I have an idea. Because I'm thinking once we get this square on the bottom, we start stitching. I think we might be able to just, oh my gosh, y'all. I'm going to run out of rope. I'm going to run out of rope. 3. We're not going to be able to go up the side. I don't have any more of this fabric. One more. And I think we're going to go around. We're going to go around with it. We're gonna try something. We're gonna see if we can make just a little of a, like a little lip. We're gonna see if it'll work. We're gonna get rid of those raw edges. We are gonna try anyways. We're gonna try. We're gonna see what we can do here. So, what do you think, guys? So, what we're gonna do is, because this is all we got left, guys. This is all we got left. So, I'm thinking what we're gonna do is we're gonna close up that seam. We're gonna close up those raw edges here. We're going to put, how are we going to do that? So I'm thinking what we're going to do is, it's going to look kind of cool right there.
That way we eliminate all those raw edges on each edge there. And I'm just putting a pucker on each corner, and then you may go back and stitch those puckers down. I don't know. We're making this up as we go, guys. We're making this up as we go, so. Okay, so I'm thinking, so I have those corners. So each one of those corners down, where I put that pucker in there. One more corner. One more corner, we're done. Sorry I ran out. We didn't have enough for the bowl, guys. We're gonna have to come back and try that again. We'll have to come back and try that again. Because I'm interested to see if it'll work. Interested to see if it'll work. Interested. Because I'm thinking it might work. I'm thinking it might work. You could have used other rope to make... Could have. Very well. Could have. But y'all, check this out. Is this not cool? It turned out kind of cool. Kind of like the square. Kind of like the square. So we did a oval, oblong. Yeah, and we learned something new. We did. We learned something new. How cool is that? How cool is that? Right? It was a fun day. It was definitely a fun day. So, yes. We'll have to, we're gonna come back to this. Don't let me forget, guys. We are gonna come back to this, and we are going to see, if we can create a box. We're gonna see if we can create a box next time. So, but this time, it turned out awesome. It turned out pretty awesome because I'm kind of liking the bowl. The bowl is cool. So, anyways, thank y'all for joining. Again, my 2-day virtual retreat is in February 6th and 7th. We are doing the abstract. First day, you're going to learn the process of doing abstract. You're going to learn hot pad, placemats, mug rugs. You're going to make an actual gift card. All those other things. Yeah, that's exactly where it's going, is my desk. And second day, you'll actually be creating that abstract on a quilt. So anybody interested, send me a message. And I also did create the 1-day, thanks for the follow. I also did create that 1-day virtual class on quilting in the hoop. So, and these are all on Zoom. These are all on Zoom. That way I can see what you're doing on your side if you want to share your camera. You don't have to, but if you share your camera, I can actually see what you're doing on that side and be able to assist you guys on that. That's why I'm doing it as a virtual retreat. That way, in your sewing space, you don't have to go anywhere. You have to just be comfortable in your sewing space or whatever. You can do it on your phone, your tablet, your computer, however you want to. So, anyways, again, thank you for joining. Happy Friday to y'all. I do have that schedule up. Anybody new to me, go check out my profile. I have the schedule up on there, guys. We have the schedule up on there for next week and the following week. Y'all chose yesterday all the schedules, so go check that schedule out and come join us on Monday. Come join us on Monday. We will be here at 4:30 in the morning Mountain Standard Time, so come hang out with us. Anybody have a question or anything? Question on the retreat, question on any of the classes, anything like that, shoot me a message. Shoot me a message and you'll be able to see what we got going. So, and I do answer you guys. So, again, thank you. Don't forget the crate. Oh, thank you, Barb. I will check that out. I will check because it should be there. It should be there. So I'm going to hop off on TT. I'm going to come over on YT. And I'll see if I can find that right quick while we're on there. So, I'll let you know. So if you go back over to YT, I will look at it. So you have a good day too, Miss Amy. Good to see you, Miss Amy. Love you guys. I will talk to you guys later and have a good weekend. Okay, over here on YouTube. I don't know why it's zoomed in. You guys are zoomed in. Sorry for the close-up. So I'm going to come over here to YT. Lives. Let me go to my lives. Hair, binding Christmas. Where is... Hold on, let me go back. Let's go this way. Channel dashboard. I'm seeing if I can find it for you guys. Hold on. Live. Because it should be there. Okay, so we did keychains in the hoop, rag quilt. We did the rag quilt. That was 2 days ago. Quilting in the hoop with regular hoops 4 days ago. Where did my lives go? You're right. Some of my lives are not popping. Well, that is a bummer. Why are they not showing? All right. Not sure why they're showing up. I will. Sorry for the close-up, guys. I don't know why it's doing that close-up. I'll look and see if I can figure it out. Otherwise, we'll do another day of coloring crayons. So we'll just add it to the schedule in 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks because we got the next 2 weeks scheduled. So we'll go ahead and we'll do another one. So because I have the little girl actually coloring the rest of those. So when she gets those colored, hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll go ahead and do another day of that. So, okay. Alrighty. You guys have a great day. Have a good weekend. And I will talk to you guys later. All right.